Yo, what's up? What's up, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me tonight live on the Detox Podcast. Before we get started, we're going to pay some bills. Shout out to Gang 7 Podcast. Usually I watch you guys before I go on, get me pumped up. But we haven't been rolling the past couple weeks. We miss you, man. De Niro, Santana, y'all make sure I do something. Sable, Marcus, come on now. I need that Joda energy. No, I'm joking. Shout out Santana. Redid the sound beats for me. Appreciate it. I love the theme song. Love it. Love it. Tonight we are discussing stepping out. Now I've had a few people, reach out to me and say, Terrence, where's the women's side of it? We need a woman's point of view, and I absolutely wholeheartedly agree. We do need a woman's point of view on this show. I had a woman lined up to come on today. Unfortunately, she was not feeling well, so she wasn't able to join us. Haven't been able to find a replacement. So I will say this: if at any point there is a woman on who hears this show today and she would like to come on and give her side of it, give her opinion, you're more than welcome. Put something in the comments. I will send you the link. You can hop on the live stream with me, and you can, put your output out there, because I feel like a woman's point of view is very important. I do not want this podcast to seem like it's one-sided. It's not just for men, it's for women as well. So if at any time, feel free to hop on. Now, stepping out. It's a bit tricky, but we're gonna navigate it the best we can. So, first things first, there's a few different ways people define stepping out. And for the importance of this conversation, we need to figure out, when it comes to cheating, how do you as a person define it? Not how the world, not how social media, not how your family, how do you as a person? Because you have some people in today's society that will say, well, I don't mind if my significant other is texting other people. To them, texting isn't stepping out. Everyone doesn't feel that way. There's some people who feels like if you even take the initiative to text someone outside the relationship, you are cheating. Some people feel like it's just a physical thing. So it all just depends on who you are as a person. Today, we are going to have someone join us who is going to basically go down and tell us his story of his reaction to being cheated on. And people react different ways. That's going to be the second part of our conversation today, because more and more we're starting to see a trend. Especially with celebrities, and it's starting to trickle down to normal people like me, who's not famous. And I feel like cheating is now becoming accepted, as long as you can make up for it by providing gifts. And me personally, I've always felt that, like, stepping out. Okay, hold on. After I did it, once I saw the effect it has on someone, I became more aware of it. And I was like, all right, stepping out, that's not necessarily cheating. That's not me. It's not something that people should do. So if people accept it now in society, I feel like it gives a bad look, because you have the younger generation who sees people cheating in the only way, it doesn't show a sense of like self-respect. I hope I'm saying that right. Because if you allow people to walk over you, cheat on you, lie to you, mistreat you, it never ends. So it's like, if you're doing that and your children see that happening, in their mind, it's okay if someone treats them that way, or if they do that to someone. So we're going to talk about cheating, the action as well as the reaction, because like I said, in society nowadays, it becomes more and more apparent that people don't care. They'll step out, and then the first thing they'll do is, they'll come out and be like, oh, okay, well, I got you a gift, take me back. And I know it's been happening for years and years, but now it's put out there more like, okay, if you cheat, this is what you need to do. When in reality, my opinion only, I can't speak for anyone else. If you cheat, there's more than just buying gifts. There's other things you have to do. You have to try to regain trust. You have to show that person that, look, I did this. I'm so sorry. Like I said, it's about accountability. And then you also want to try to gain their respect. You want them to understand that you do respect them. You might have fell short, but it's like, look, it was an accident. That's not who I am. You can't just necessarily do it by saying, hey, look, here's a bag, here's a dog, here's a car. you know what, I'm gonna go out and get you that nice bracelet, those earrings. So it's like I said, there's a bunch of steps to it. Now, the main thing I want to discuss tonight, honestly, and I'm just waiting for my guests to get on, is the reaction, because a lot of times, and what's becoming more normal, I must say, is that when someone is cheated on, violence is the response. And I'm not telling anyone how to react to dealing with stress, dealing with grief, dealing with pain, dealing with hurt. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to understand is, why is that the first reaction? Because there's people who get cheated on who don't react that way. There's people who get cheated on who feel like, I can just walk away. There's some people who are just say, you know what, tell me you love me and I'll forgive you. But why is it that it's so normal to resort to violence now? It's like, you hurt me in my heart, so I'm gonna kill you. I'm going to do you physical harm, because I feel like once you do physical harm, not only is that relationship most likely broken and dead. Like, if you kill someone that puts you, it's like, okay, they're dead. You're going to jail. What's the come of it? What's the point? And a case that I haven't really been following, but a case that if you follow social media, you've seen, is a singer out of Atlanta. Her boyfriend was texting in the bathroom, texting another woman. She shot him in the head, killed him. He's gone, and now she is going to be on trial for his murder. But everyone is saying like, oh, she did the right thing, and it's like, what? Like that's the right thing. So that's why I'm curious, and I want to have this conversation, because you have a lot of people who say, well, I feel for her. She shot him in the head. Like, I get it, you're upset he was texting another woman, but the reaction that we applaud, the reaction that we understand, the reaction that we sympathize with is her shooting him, and it's like, it's okay. Like, so I feel like we need to discuss, why is it that it's so normal for us to choose the violent route? Like I said earlier, I'm not telling anyone how to deal with their grief, deal with their pain. And if you're watching and you have a comment, feel free to say something, because I'm very, very interested in other people's point of view on this, because I know I'm not alone when I say, like, it is getting out of hand when you hear about domestic violence every day now, and it's like you're doing the same thing. Somebody was cheating. It's like, all right, we finally need to talk about this. It's a hot topic. It's a very, very toxic situation as far as cheating and stepping out, but we have to break this down. So, number one, cheating. What is cheating to you? Do you feel that your significant other texting someone is cheating, or do you feel like, oh, because they haven't technically did anything with that person, it's not that bad? Like, do you think like they have to actually put a step towards it? Like, they actually have to sleep with someone? They have to go out and have drinks, like, or having drinks okay? Because let's just be honest, you have a lot of, what's up, Moses? You have a lot of people who have coworkers. Let's put it out there. They have coworkers they go out and have drinks with. Now, I'm not saying just because someone is of the opposite sex and they work together that they're cheating. No, what I'm saying is that you have some people that are in relationships that don't allow their significant other to go out with coworkers of the opposite sex, because they feel like that might be cheating. Now, we're not talking about people's insecurities. We're talking about, what do you think is seriously crossing the line and considered cheating? So if you are the type of person where you feel like, my significant other can text other women or text other men, or talk to them on the phone, but they ain't did nothing yet, then hey, that's your thing. Now, however, if you feel like them, because me personally, let me just tell you, I would not. I feel like a woman is much easier for them to create this emotional bond. For men, we're more physical of it, but for women, it's more of like an emotional bond, and all of a sudden, it's like, okay, you might not have slept with this dude, but like, yo, you care more about him than you do about me. Like, what's going on? So, in my opinion, it's like, once you create that emotional bond, man or woman, you're automatically cheating. Even if you don't go the extra route and y'all don't sleep together, you don't kiss, you don't do nothing physical. But it's like, if this is the person who you're applying to, the person who you're emotionally there for it. Oh, we already have a problem. But like I said, that's just me. It might not be the same. But then, like that's the action. Now the reaction, that's something totally different. Because I'm telling you right now, I have never put my hands on a woman. I don't. That's I respect women way too much, and I already know my mama would whip my tail. So for me personally, if I was ever cheated on, because I haven't been in that situation, but if I was, I can tell you now that it's much easier for me to get up and walk away from a situation than for me to try to sit there and fight for something I feel is a loss. If you have already shown me that you don't care enough, that it's a problem for us, I'm not gonna sit there and try to plead and like try to understand. I don't want to understand. You cheated. Simple as that. I'm not gonna ask you why. I don't care why. What you did. I'm gone. And I'm very upfront about that. Like I tell people all the time, when I enter into the whole talking stage, it's for me, it's like, look, I don't do dishonesty. I don't do like once you do that, you break that. I'm not gonna sit around and try to find out why. I don't care who the guy is. It's not my issue. Isn't with him. I don't understand people that go looking for the other person, but to each its own. But like I said, the reaction nowadays is immediately violence, and I feel like that is celebrated. And I feel that we, as a community, especially a Black community, we need to do better. We need to help people understand. Like, look, if you're hurt, there's a way to deal with that, but it doesn't have to automatically resort to violence. And nowadays, people don't normalize talking. I'm not saying talk to the person that hurt you, but talk to somebody. Find a way to get that frustration, that anger out. It doesn't involve you ending up with the case. That doesn't involve you putting yourself in a situation where you can be harmed, you can be incarcerated, you can be like your family, because you have a lot of listen. Everybody, especially with quarantine going on, people don't think right. So you go out and you do something to your boyfriend because he cheated, and then next thing you know, he got his cousins or his sister looking for you because you did something to him. It's not worth it, in my opinion. So, in my opinion, if someone cheats on you, if you choose to stay, stay. But, hey, that's you. But you have to try to figure out a way to deal with that pain besides beating him up, besides slashing tires, breaking windows. What are you causing all this property damage for? Like, what is it going to do? Because especially, here's what I don't understand this. And like I said, I need a woman's perspective on this. If there's a woman who can come on and speak their piece, please do it. Because I hear a lot. Woman, oh, he messed around with me. I'm finna go slash his tires. Okay. But two questions. You go slash his tires. Number one, are you leaving him? No, you're not. Most of the time you don't. You guys figure out a way to make it better. Now he has slashed tires, which is gonna have to come out of somebody's pocket. Like so so now, and if y'all, that's money out of your home or money out of your relationship, how you want to do it. So I'm trying to understand, why is the first reaction to go do harm? Whether it be physical, whether it be property, it doesn't matter. I just want to understand why is it a thing that we want to go and do some type of harm to people? And then for the people that stay, help me understand why it needs to be brought up every 2-3 days. I don't get it. If you decide that someone cheated on you and you're gonna stay there, why does it have to be a continuous conversation of what they did? If you have decided that you're going to move on past it, we don't need to talk about it. What's going on, Jeremy? I'm baffled on how it is that people cheat or get cheated on. Let's stick with this. I'm baffled how people get cheated on and decide that I'm going to stay with you. I forgive you. I'm going to stay with you, but we're going to talk about this every 2-3 days. Every chance I get, I'm going to remind you what you did. Why? What's the point of staying together? Like I said, at some point you got to try to talk about it, because it's not healthy. It's not. Now, for those people who decide to cheat, you got to help me understand. You cheat once, they take you back. Why keep doing it? Is it because you don't take them seriously as a person? Like it's I don't me personally, when Let me tell you my story. Fresh out of high school, freshman in college. I never believed my auntie Lucy used to always tell me, when you were when you go to college in the world, you're gonna meet a bunch of people. I was like, until he said, no, that's not gonna happen. Like, you know, nah, this is the one I love. This I'm gonna marry her. This, that, the third. Oh, I cheated. I'm gonna tell you right now. My freshman year, I cheated. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm a punk. The first thing I did was I called her and told her what I did, and things transpired from there. But the thing is that I couldn't do it again because I saw what it caused and how it hurt. So for me, it was like, all right, I'm not gonna go that route again. Oh, okay, looks like he's with us now. I'm gonna bring my guest on because I know you guys are probably sick and tired of me talking. And just give you a little background, because like I said, I want to understand people's reaction to it because I never understood how people react and why they react. Because like I said, I've never been through it. So my guest is someone who, like I said, is probably one of the nicest people you could ever meet. He's straight up. He handles his business, does what he has to do. And this man pulled a full 360, and for the life of me, I cannot understand what happened and made him turn this way. So just I'm gonna figure it out with everybody else. But I got my boy Jerry. Welcome to the show, Jerry.
What's up with it, T? Uh,
What's
how
going
y'all
on?
doing, folks?
Oh man, we could barely hear you. Try taking the AirPods out.
Hold on real quick. I told you we having technical difficulties.
Say something. If you're not
Talk
muted.
first, man. Yeah. Okay, let's look over here. 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Hold on 1 second, folks.
How about now? Am I coming in? It's showing up. Oh, shit.
Oh, Coop, man, it's messing up. It's messing up. Oh, y'all can hear Coop? Okay, you know what? Then I'm gonna do this.
Can you hear me?
Reason I can't hear him in the studio.
Yeah, it's running over here. I ain't did none of this in a minute, man. I've been focused, ripping and running.
All right, Coop, I got you.
You hear me? Focus, ripping and running. Yeah, they can hear me. All right, sure. What's good?
All right, Coop, I got you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Coop. So go ahead. Give us a story about how everything transpired. Because like I said, what we saw, it was a complete 360. So let's start with the action. When did you find out that
As far as
she had stepped out?
it's like feedback. Hold on. Yeah, listen to it. The heck is that noise? Is that me? What is that feedback? Mm-mm. I'm gonna mute my. Tell me if you hear the little beep again.
It got to be you.
That wasn't me, bro. I just muted. You don't hear it? There we go. Whatever you just did, that worked. All right. What was the question again, though? 'Cause I couldn't really hear you. What was that
All
question?
right, try it now.
You hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
I got you.
All right, there we go. All right, so run that question by me one more time. I couldn't really hear you.
Okay, so you got me now.
Yep.
Okay, so help me understand the process, the action, how everything went down for you and your ex. Like the relationship was good, everything was good. Did you find out about the cheating before or after the breakup?
Basically, during there was a lot of questionable activities going on, which made me dig a little deeper into the situation because to me, I'm, under the impression that everything is fine. I'm home every day after work. I really don't. I stopped really chilling with a lot of friends and stuff, like just to, show that I'm not doing nothing extra. All I do is work, go home, try to make that, better. Uh, at the time, I was staying, with her and her family. We were trying to fix that up so they can sell, and we'll get into some real estate stuff. Uh, Unbeknownst to me, I'm basically getting used the whole time. As far as just the game plan of how to move on the real estate, it was leveled up on my base game plan. The name of the company was me. I named they stuff essentially. We got into renovating where we stayed. Basically, I like the fact that I seen in her a lot of good qualities, so to speak, as in a woman. I'm not gonna down talk her, even though she did what she did, whatever, to her degree, she is definitely a good woman for whoever she gonna be with, but it ain't gonna be me. Uh, in general, I don't have anything negative to say about anybody. I just want to get that out first and foremost. But I can say the things that led me to really finding things out is I'm dealing with a lot of the month of October. I deal with a lot of stress. There's a lot of bickering in the relationship, but not, wasn't too much, but I was starting to miss days at work. And there's a lot of just pressing situations that I was having. I don't want to get too deep into it, but a lot of stuff was going on. So I'm gonna be real candid with you and pretty transparent.
Please do.
Because I was going through a lot of stuff. I did a lot of drinking the whole month of October. Essentially, I drank every day, which that's just not what I do. That's just something I just was not into. Known to be a smoker at the end of the day, but I've been cooling it with that. Um, I'm really not feeling too good, so I had to spend a good like hour in the bathroom. You feel me? So I'm doing what I do, and because I know who I was with, I know she got a lot of insecurity. So I go to the far degree, and I even take a picture. Like I have evidence. This is all I've been doing in this bathroom. Like you're not gonna play me. Like I'm doing extra stuff. So while I'm in there about to get out, I get a text like you in there doing a lot. I'm just like, okay, I don't know what you mean, but I'll talk to you when I'm out of here. So as I'm coming out the bathroom, she getting out the bed. I'm assuming because we essentially built a whole workout area in the garage. So I'm thinking she finna just hop up, go work out. So I'm thinking nothing of it. I go to the bed. I finally get to lay down. I wake up. She gone. So I'm just like, hey, where you at? I'm handling business. That's the response I get. So I'm like, okay, do that. I'm assuming the business should be handled around business hours and stuff like that. So I'm letting her do her. I'm a very, trusting person. I'm not a hound like that. Do what you're gonna do. If you with me, I should be able to trust you at the end of the day. So she don't get on. I then ask around. Basically, I'm asking the family. I'm asking her mother. Would you happen to know where she is? No. That's what I'm being told. No one knows. So, long story short, she comes home around 2:30 a.m. in the morning in a whole different outfit than when she left in its entirety, like heels and everything, which
So
just bothered the shit.
she did the outfit change on you.
Huh? Yeah, yeah. No, because what really caught me was the heels, and I'm just like,
Oh,
was like, how often we doing that? Like, so she she had I guess I had her older brother move back in so he can help out with everything. So I guess her older brother had a friend, whatever. I'm not gonna disclose any names or anything like that, but just saying like, well, I'm introduced to a lot of different people as friends, whatever, acquaintances, all the stuff. So I'm used to it. I'm not thinking anything of it, but I see this particular guy quite often. Uh, so I'm still not thinking too much of it at this time. I really I'm trying to maintain myself, but when she come on late, I'm like, hey, I don't know who you think is gonna accept that, but we finna have a talk, a discussion. So she try to like act like nothing's going on. She finna just go to sleep. So as a person who's not sneaky, I grab her phone right in front of her and I said, we about to go through this. Since you like to go
Oh,
since you like to go through my shit all the time every week, like you're gonna find something, we about to do this right here in your face.
Coop, you went through the phone, Coop.
I mean, once you make me that, I'm gonna be there. I'm
Uh,
a very quaint guy. I'm a very polite person, but like when you really like make me come out of character, you finna see a whole nother character. Period.
Coop.
Uh,
Oh, Lord.
still, so like we going through stuff, and I'm quite frankly, I'm amazed at what I'm coming across in this phone. It ain't like explicit photos or nothing like that, but it's just convos that just should not have been. And my whole thing is, I'm only seeing these convos as screenshot photos, which that's what baffles me. I'm not really going through like text messages. That's not what I do. I'm just going through photos, just seeing what's up. So my whole question with everything is, what what severity did these conversations hold to you to the fact that you're going to screenshot them and keep them for yourself? And that's what made me really go through all the text conversations. And long story short, you know, I'm already on some like female doing research shit, but I'm already kind of mad at that. So I'm just like, you know what? You finna call all these niggas that I see that you got on your phone. Like, I don't care what time it is. This is happening. You finna call them right now. I'm finna find out if you doing something with me, because if I do know right now, I'm gone. There ain't nothing to really discuss at that point. Like, you doing a lot. So we go through this little whole back and forth. I pack all my stuff because I still don't have the answers that I need. So
Okay, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there.
yeah.
You packed all your stuff.
Mm.
If at any point you would have went through and it would have turned out that because we obviously based off of this conversation, we know where you are now. But had it not been that, would have apologized and stayed?
I apologize.
I mean, apologize for being like, let's go through the phone.
No,
Okay.
no, because that's some shit that she was constantly doing to me, as if there was something to find. So I'm just like, you always doing this while I'm sleeping, stuff like that. I'm gonna do this while you here in my face.
Okay, understand. Okay, so let's go on. You packed all your stuff, so go ahead
Yeah.
and you
So I'm
call.
packing all my stuff. Essentially, I called my little bro over. He helped me move all my stuff. So I don't technically like have like a bed laid out or whatever, nothing like that. But she calls me and like she's like, I know you just moved all your stuff, but I'm just worried about, do you got a place to lay your head? Blah, blah. I'm just like, I mean, I do, but like it ain't comfortable or nothing like that. I ain't comfy, I ain't got my shit set up. So she like, you can come back through. So, me, like just some peace shit, like, all right, I'll slide back through one more time. I'm like, yeah, let's make it happen. But in general, I still go back over there I'm inquisitive. I still want to know these answers that I didn't get quite all the answers that I want.
You're a curious person. That's understandable.
But at the end of the day, I shouldn't have been that kid. I shouldn't have given a fuck. At the end of the day, I shouldn't have even let myself go back over there. When I did go back over there, I essentially like implemented a game plan to where like I know I'm gonna take you down, and then I'm gonna get the evidence that I need. So that's what happened. So I wake her older brother up because I got this evidence. Like, hey, we got a discussion to have in the morning when I get up out of here because I got to go to work and everything. So I go to sleep fully dressed in a hoodie, all basically like how I look now, hoodie, pants, all the little stuff. She go in my pocket, in my jean pocket, get my phone, go up in it and delete her whole thread. So I'm just like, you sneaky bitch. I was like, that was good. That was a good move. So, at that point, I'm like, you know what, you trying real hard. I'll give you that. You know what? I'm out of here. So 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 I go to work, and a part of the two-step process that I was doing was to hit a number that I just seen was like a coded conversation. So I just decided, hit this number up, see what type of responses I would get if I use the same code. But I act like a whole different nigga and everything. So basically, long story short, the responses that I got immediately, without him even knowing who the hell I was just all stuff you don't want to hear about your girl.
So here's my question. And like I said, if you don't want to, you don't have to disclose if you want to.
Mm.
During your excursion, your exploration into the issue, into the matter, at any point was she physical with this other person?
So as far as the infidelity issue, that's more so the emotional portion of that.
Okay.
So
And
the conversation that I warned her and her brother that I'm going to post is, if I find out some extra shit after this, after I pack all my stuff, y'all not letting me leave in peace. If I find out some extra shit, that's when it's gonna, I'm gonna have to put you on blast. So she tried to give me a whole cover story on some other shit. She said it was a hug. And I posted the screenshot. So I'm just saying, like, in general, in any comparison, the words spoken in that screenshot, you are not referring to any type of hug. On top of the fact, you should not be replying to any male the way that you were replying to a male in a relationship. If anything, get out of that relationship and then go do that. That's all I ask.
So my question to you, and this is a question that I talked about when I first started the show today, because there's different people categorize cheating as two totally different things. So for you personally, the cheating, the betrayal, the trust was broken. Not even forget the physical, just based off of the messages you saw. Am I correct?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. See, and like I was saying, was that for men, it's an emotional thing. If we see that our woman has developed this emotional bond with another man, even if they haven't done anything for us, that's already a breach of trust. You have cheated, you have stepped out.
Yeah.
And most men, it's like you might as well put a dagger in our heart. We done. We can't walk, we can't breathe. Help us up. Get us a stretcher. That's it. Call 911. We done. So that's what I was trying to understand. So at what point? Because like I said, when the screenshots start coming up on Facebook, that's when I knew this is no longer Jerry. This is Coop. At what point?
So I can address this period. So this is actually when I
put the screenshots up, because the stuff I was seeing, I couldn't even I was sitting there like, damn.
Right. So, I was addressing one of the screenshots that I was talking about earlier with with receiving some information you don't want to hear about your girl or whatever. So the one that I'm referring to was she got emotionally involved with another person. That person happened to be, at the house when I was coming to pick up my Ring doorbell from that house. That's what made me just like, hey, like, you didn't even like give me enough time to come get my shit, and you still got this nigga over here. My whole thing is, I'm not tripping. Like, I understand who I am. I'm not tripping off the nigga like that. A nigga gonna be a nigga. If he sees something he like, he gonna go after it. Why would I trip off that? I'm tripping off who is with me. So why are you giving out the time you're supposed to be giving me? And I'm only feeling that way because I know for a fact, especially to be a nigga from Richmond, like, I specifically pay a lot of attention to people's hearts, like caring for people, people's energy. Like, I definitely make sure people stay recharged. If I see you down, or if I feel that you down, I'm gonna go on my way to either pull up on you or I send you a positive message if I can't reach you. So it's like with that understanding, I pulled up to the house. I'm seeing this guy. He basically trying to like walk away, like so. I pull up and I point at him. I'm like, "Hey, I see you. Stay right there. Stay right there. Let me. I want to talk." So, and I didn't, because I was saying that's why I wanted to predicate that. And I was like, I'm not tripping off him like that, but I still needed my answers that I want. I wonder how long this shit been going on. At the end of the day, that's all I really wanted to know. How long y'all niggas been doing this shit secretly behind my back? So as I'm getting out, essentially like the nigga just keep trying to creep away. So I'm looking between cars, I'm doing all extra shit. Like I'm like, where are you going? Like, where are you? And so then I pop back around the fence. He's like damn near at the other side of the corner of the block. So I'm just like, really? I just want to talk. Like, what are you doing? Like, so I'm in the middle of the street looking crazy. So like now I'm mad that that's what I look like on the middle of the street. I'm just like, what the hell is this? What she got me out here looking stupid now. Like now I'll go back in the house on 10. Like, really? Like, you couldn't wait for me to get my shit then full with the next nigga? Like, damn, you moving real fast. I was like, plus, I was like, he ran like a bitch right now. All I want to do is talk. You bitches belong together. Like, the end of the day. So, but that's what I'm saying. On top of that, I don't really want to, keep that energy anymore. That's just the situation that happened. In general.
I'm mad you was playing hide and seek with the dude. Like, just go get your stuff. But
yeah, I'm like, you do what you gonna do. At this point, I'm not you not mine no more. I see this. I clearly see you ain't really been mine like that. So go ahead, do all that.
Okay, so you have been you went through this experience. You've been cheated on. You had to find your peace and all that. Right. And I just want to know, after posting this, your reaction to what she did. Or the screenshots of you just airing it all, putting it all out there saying, look, and one of your messages you posted, you said, I'm not going to be the bad guy in this situation. So for everybody who has questions, here's your evidence. How did that give you some type of closure doing that? Did that help you release everything that was built up?
If anything, that was like a direct message to her because she always wanted to paint me as if I'm just hurting her feelings all the time. So I would always ask her, like, what did I do? To hurt your feelings or make you feel so, and literally, and just to be candid, when we first got together, I would definitely say when we there like the first month, there was a text that came through, from a past situation and everything. While I'm at work, she, sending me photos and stuff like that. I did not dead it immediately, but I did it basically the next week after. The fact that it lingered in my phone. Mm-hmm. Issue, even though obviously I'm not even looking at the threads way at the bottom, but you looking at some other stuff. But to my degree, I take full accountability. That was kind of stupid. I should have did it immediately. But from that point on, no issues. So that's the only issue she always would refer to say I got problems. Yep. And then so I in turn was just like, hey y'all. But I in turn was just like, you. Matter of fact, I mean, not even. I don't.
It's all right. You ain't gotta go into it. Okay, so I was talking earlier, and we see a trend especially on social media, when people, mostly women, are cheated on. The first thing that happens is the person who did wrong, the first thing they do is they go out, they buy gifts, they buy bags, they buy cars, they buy dogs, all this thing. Do you feel that there was anything she could have done, giving you materialistic wise to make you stay?
No, I'm not. You can't buy me in general.
He was going from Jump Street.
Yeah, I mean, once if anything, all I really ask for, because I'm just a person by nature. I'm not gonna ask you for shit like that unless I really, really need it. I don't really ask nobody for nothing. So I didn't ask her for nothing. So I didn't expect too much, but love, care, and stuff like that. And quite honestly, to her benefit, like she got me a few items. So like she was already cool in my eyes. So I wasn't tripping off anything like that. But there's definitely no item that she could have got.
What is it why do you think people stay? Like seriously, because people get cheated on, and you can tell who is really apologetic and who really
Complacent.
like, so it's like, why do you, and like I said, if there's any woman who's watching this stream who wants to come on and give a woman's perspective, let it be known in the comments. I'll add you to the stream. But why is it, I'm asking you, Coop, since you're here, why is it do you think people stay after they're cheated on?
I would say is complacency, because dependency to a certain degree, if you're locked in some type of like lease agreement or something like that. But at the end of the day, there's nothing that's going to actually tie you into being with somebody who betrayed you at the end of my eyes. So I don't really know too many people that stay with after getting cheated. I know I'm pretty sure it's happened to plenty of people around, but I'm not aware that that this has happened to anybody that I know like that.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, if you stay after getting cheated on, then there's either you see a clear like change in that person and you're gonna make it work off the strength of your like internal love, or you are just blinded to a degree that I really can't explain because I don't live that life. But that's, in my opinion, that's kind of stupid. Unless you really found a love that somebody messed up and in the early part, so they're gonna fix it and show you that consistently.
And see, one thing else I've mentioned is you're on social media, so you see it. I talked about. Wait, hold on. I got a woman's perspective. Hold on, let's talk about this one. So I got someone who says some girls get comfortable or they feel a type of way about themselves, and they lost their own wealth. That I have to agree with. Have a lot of people. They a lot of men out here are deceivers, they're manipulators, and they are con artists. And especially if a woman has never had that type of upbringing of love and nurturing and compassion, when they get it out in the world, it's probably like the best thing to them. So if the right man comes along and he can convince them that he is the best thing that ever happened to them, he can easily definitely convince her to stay through whatever. A lot, especially cheating as being probably one of the minimal things.
Or if somebody if a nigga gonna come in and like pay for everything, like that gives like a lot of people a lot of free time, a lot of like extra time, because they don't gotta contribute as much effort to doing something. Like they get to slide and free pass, so people gonna just have extra time to do extra stuff instead of being focused and building with that other person.
Okay, so I want to ask you, how do you feel about this situation? So, pretty sure you heard of the rapper or R&B singer, whoever she was, in Atlanta, walked in. Her boyfriend was texting another girl while he was in the bathroom, and she shot him.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I didn't look into it.
All right, so my thing is that surprisingly, a lot of women have been praising her.
Have been what?
Have been praising her, saying like, "Oh, she did the right thing." Oh yeah, and I'm baffled because let's just be real. And let's compare the situations. The basketball player, Malik Beasley, I think is his name, plays for the Timberwolves. He just got caught up with Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Right.
His wife, she found out the same time we did, all over social media. Her first reaction is, "I'm filing for divorce. I filed for the divorce already." As soon as I found out, I called the lawyer. So when you have someone who handles a situation that way, and then you have someone who handles it by killing somebody, but everyone wants to praise the woman who does physical harm, how do you, and you coming out of a situation where you were cheated on, what do you say to people? It's like, look, that really ain't the smart, if you had a daughter and she came to you and said, "Daddy, this man is stepping out on me," I know realistically what you would want to do, but what would you tell her as far as how to handle
it? So I feel like if it's gonna be my daughter, I'm somebody I will make you go through a spiritual growth. If you're gonna be around me, I can't have a lower vibing energy around me like that. So you have to graduate through certain things that I'm gonna interject you in. So if my daughter getting cheated on like that, I'm the type of person that gives tough love and be like, who are you to stay with somebody who doesn't care enough for you to nurture the person that you are? You're supposed to be the virtuous person that attracts, whoever that you got now. So I'm not with it, and because I'm like that, it keeps me away from becoming violent and stuff like that. Like, cause I definitely have that side, but I keep the jolly guy out. That's a definite choice of mine.
All right, Nene and Nene said they praised her because they're simple-minded and glorify negative behavior. But my thing is that when that's all we see on social media is negative behavior,
That's
and
fast.
you have a bunch of tabloids and that's what they're reposting, retweeting.
Right.
It's like how do
Feeding into
you how do you talk to the younger generation to say, hey, look, just because you see them doing this doesn't mean this is what you really have to do, because it's like I got a daughter on the way. I have there's a 10-year-old daughter in the other room, and it's like I'm trying to figure out ways on it's like, okay, they're gonna go through situations and I have to try to navigate, because like you said, the first reaction is like on some like, yo, we finna go mess this up, but it's like we can't, because at the end of the day, one thing that my dad taught me on how he dealt with my older sisters is that you gotta kind of let them go through things on their own. It's like as long as it's not physical damage, then okay. But it's like when it comes to being cheated on in their relationship, you kind of don't want to get involved. But at the same time, it's like, how do we explain to our younger daughters, our nieces, our little cousins? It's like, look, if a man is stepping out on you, you don't have to stay there.
I
But
feel
also,
like
you
that.
don't have to kill him either. It's you gotta. How do you do it?
So as a person who I spent a lot of years like on social media openly like questioning females on a lot of things. I can honestly say the solution to that question definitely would start with us as men. Like that definitely we have to create a safer environment for females to have other like men, or not men but boys that growing up, they have to have the right boys around them to counsel them and expose the manipulative behaviors that the bad boys and guys have. So it's just like we have to create an environment of love and growth from the jump. Like, so that's us as men. Like, I feel like that's where we lacking. Like, we always pointing fingers, but we need to really just look at ourselves and come together and unify, quite honestly.
Yeah, definitely. And who is it? Adrian said, who said which thing? Show them the way a man is supposed to treat them by being a loyal and current figure. Absolutely. I,
That's all
I
of
agree
all
with that 110%. We definitely, as men, we have to be the leaders in their life, because it's like if they don't get it at home, they go out and look for it in the world. And like I said, there's a lot of men in this world who are manipulators, and they can make a woman feel like she is the best thing in the world and then take it all away from her in a second. And
I got a cool analogy for that because it's
go
just
ahead,
like
what's your talk to me?
it's easy to impersonate somebody that you've never been introduced to.
Ooh,
Like, so it's just
we
like
gonna put that. Ooh, that's
at
yeah.
the end of the day,
Ooh, imposters. That's gonna be
right?
the title. That's gonna be the title of one of my next
Yeah.
imposters. We gonna talk about that. It definitely is. You have a lot of people who like to, and it's weird to me because it's like, okay, the perfect analogy we always grew up with here in Richmond is like people from Richmond. We never wanted to be there based off the things we saw, but it was people who weren't from there who always wanted to be, and I never understood it. It's just like
Status or something.
imposters. It's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
hated
no,
it.
I feel you on 100. I agree with you 110%. Like it's, but like you said, as men, we definitely have to show them the right way, because I feel like we hear way too often of people being cheated on, and the first thing they do is they want to beat somebody up. And
Right.
something I said in the beginning of the show is I said, okay, women, and it's mostly women, who go through the whole like, oh, I'm finna go slash the tires, I'm finna mess him up, and it's like my thing is,
The
okay,
emotional.
yeah, but okay, but here's my question, and like I want a woman to answer this question. You do that. You slash the tires, you bust the windows, you mess him up, you do this, that, and the other. Do you are you going? Or are you gonna call him the next day when he say, baby, why you do that? Are you going to, because what I want to understand about your reaction is when you react, you do it to get results. What are you trying to gain by causing physical harm or physical damage? Like, what are you trying to do?
Are you trying to get hurt on top of that? Like,
because the thing is like men are we're built off our egos, so in our pride. So if a man feels like his ego is bruised, his pride is hurt, the first thing he gonna do is react. And let's just be honest, every man in this world does not have common sense. And you have some man who might get a window busted, and then all of a sudden he want to go slap you around because he feel like that's equal. Because now he got his homeboy sitting there laughing at him, talking about, dang, she really just did that to you. Now he feel like he got to prove something. So I just, my question to women is, like, yeah, like, what are you trying to gain when you do the film? And men too, because we know men, they get hurt, and the first thing they want to do is they want to hit a woman. We know he's a coward, you know. So my question is to him, because we don't want to talk to him. We already got words for him,
right?
Who he is. But it's like, women, what are you trying to? Oh, hold on, I think somebody answered this question. Hold on. I slashed tires and I was gone. I thought about it first though.
What? What that mean? Like,
you don't have to wait a minute. So, all right. Wait a minute. You slashed it. Okay, so I'm
thought about it and went through
it. I get this right. If I don't, feel free to correct me. You slashed his tires, but you had already left the relationship before you slashed his tires. What I think you're saying, and if that's the case, my thing is that I don't know if you're still currently with him. If you are, I say you're not, just for all purposes. But what were you? Did slashing his tires help you? Did it relieve the pain, the hurt that it caused? Like, because you know, I think that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, is your reaction, however you react to your hurt, does it help you get over the pain? No, after I found the proof of cheating, I slashed the tires and left the relationship. Okay, so you're one of the rare ones who does it and goes. I'm not encouraging that. Let's just say that right now. I'm not encouraging.
I was about to say, wait a minute.
Because I tell you right now, that man had to pay for them tires. But my thing is that when you cause, like I asked you, you know, when you did what you did it help you get through it? So it's like, it's very interesting to hear people's point of view, because 9 out of 10 times we know people who go and say they're going to do something and do it, but they're still with them. Why? What was the point?
I mean, I wilded out. So like in general, and then like, you know, the next day or two, like I went out my way to publicly apologize, because that's like, nigga, that is not me. Like that's not what I do. Period. So like, you know, granted, I failed at being myself. So that's what I was most disappointed in. I failed at being who I am. So that's what I had to like double back on. Just like it did not make me feel better to do that. I just stuck to the words that I told them I was going to do. Period.
So you feel like you had to just, you know what, I went this far. I said I was going to do it. Yeah. I'm not going to go back on my word. So you did it to keep your word.
Yeah.
Okay. I granted, I understand that. Okay, hold on. We got to see this. She responded. Let's see. The action was the relief of the hurt, and it felt so much better to just leave it dead. Tires died, so to speak.
Oh, so you murdered the tire? Okay.
He killed the relationship, so she killed his tires. That's what she's saying.
Symbolism right there. Like this.
Relationship. So the relationship was the tires. Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay, thank you, Brandy, for giving us that.
That was good clarity right there.
Yeah, you know, I see where you're going with that. You know, like I said, I don't listen. Detox Podcast does not at all. We are not broadcasting for you to go and do something to someone if they hurt you. But my thing is this, like, seriously though, like if your partner steps out on you, and like I said, people define cheating as different. You have some people that might say cheating through the text message is action enough. They cheated. And then you have some people that say they text, but they didn't really do much, so I can forgive it. You know, so everyone's different. You know, everyone's different.
I like these conversations because I intentionally bring up like swingers and stuff like that. How can you
know they're a different category? You can't talk about
No. I'm bringing it to a point though.
Okay, go ahead.
Because they have legit great relationships if that's what they choose to do. So I'm just saying, like, if you break your partner's trust, at that point you are cheating. That is what cheating is to me. Like, it don't gotta be a certain action and this or that. Like, you're with someone. You have a partner. If you don't care enough for that partner to not do some shit you know that partner doesn't want you to do, you are cheating. You might have done well not be in that partnership or relationship. Like that's not what you do.
I agree 110%. Someone said, because I put up a post, but someone said you're cheating once you have to start deleting things. So it's like it don't matter whatever the action may be. The moment you start deleting, you already. And
I specifically kept all my conversations. I was like, you go through any of these, and you tell me what I did. Like you tell me.
Yeah, but then I asked a question. I asked a question on my page, and people, you can feel free to comment and chime in on this. I asked, why do people cheat? Because the reason I had did it, I'm gonna just be real. I did it because I was young, I was ambitious, I wanted to see what else is out there. I was trash. I'm a man now. I was a little boy back then, running around, still trying to get my Peter wet. I didn't, at the end of the day, I'm just to be real about it. But for me, I can be real. No one ever made me. I hate to hear people say they made me cheat. No one can make you do anything in this world you do not want to do. At some point, you got to take accountability.
Yeah.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to episode 1 of Detox Podcast and you'll know what accountability is. But so, these are some of the responses I got. Someone said because they're looking for something they can't find at home or they can't get at home. My thing is that when people go out and cheat, most of the time it's a sexual thing, or sometimes it could be a conversational thing. But my thing is that if only thing you're not getting at home is sex, learn how to please yourself.
Start there. Yeah, let's start
I'm
there.
gonna tell you, I'm gonna be serious. And listen, I know my mom and I got some other my aunties people watching, but I'm gonna be serious about this because one thing, whenever I get in a relationship, I'm very transparent about my past, because I don't want nobody to be like find out later on and be like, oh, you're a cheater. No, listen, what I did as a child, I did as a child. It is what it is. It's back there. But one thing when my girlfriend first got pregnant, one of the things people kept saying is like, oh, it's going to come a time when you're not allowed to do X, Y, and Z. And one thing and she had the concern at one point, she was like, look, after a certain time, I'm not going to like you. Don't touch me. Don't even look at me. Don't think about it. And, I had to tell her, look, at the end of the day, if necessary, I can please myself. Like, I'm not going to run out and look for somewhere else, So it's like, my thing is, if you are cheating and it's just a sexual thing, you gotta figure out another outlet besides stepping out on your partner. Or if they're
so selfish.
Yes, if your sex drive, if they're not meeting your sex drive, maybe you need to find somebody else, like who does. Because the point of a relationship is you want to find someone who checks your boxes. And
but then you about to go borrow somebody else's organs and stuff instead of having what you already have. Like that, I don't. That's stupid to me. I don't like it.
My boy Santana, he responded to the question by saying they're never satisfied, and and it's like, and that's true. You have a lot of people who's never satisfied by because some people can have somebody at home who does everything for them, everything they can ever imagine. You got some folks who treat their significant other better than they treat their parents. And, it's like, what more can you want? If you, as a man, because you're a man, I'm a man. If we come home and, it's like, our food is cooked, clothes is washed, house is clean, we get foot rubs if necessary.
What more can I ask for? Why would I go looking somewhere else? Why would I go somewhere else?
Everything I need is right here. It's like, what? And she faithful? I'm not worried about her texting other dudes. I'm not worried about dudes hitting her phone. What am I stepping out the house for?
You married that. that's what you married.
I don't understand, and like I said, I wanted to know, why do people cheat? Because that action, it's like, what more can you ask for? What more is out there? Like, I don't get it. You know, women are much different, and I'm not gonna speak for women because I don't know what women look for in a man is a lot different. But as far as me as a man, if I can go to work a hard day's work, come home and the house is clean, food is ready, like what? I'm not asking for what? And you mean to tell me I just gotta wait 6 weeks, Doc?
Look. Yeah, it's like a bid, boy. It's like you really in jail for a minute. Like, oh.
Look, what, Doc? What? 6? Say less. I'm
right.
cool.
I was like, you just got it off the strength though. Like, I'll muscle that. I got that. It's all good.
Okay, Santana says, "What more can somebody ask for until a fresh piece of beef prances across their back?" I mean, look, like I said,
we're ready to pounce.
If your sex drive is that high to where you cannot stay faithful at home, you just need to be single.
You just stay single. It's that simple. It's really that easy at every point.
And one thing, and because my thing is that there's an app called Plenty of Fish. They are basically telling you that look, you ain't gotta just
out there.
Yeah, if you ain't happy where you at, it's plenty of fish.
It's definitely
it's so accessible.
But I ain't gonna jaws like the older I'm getting without any kids, it's pissing me off. I mean, be candid with that. I ain't got no kids, man. That's why I was serious about this. That's why it really turned me. I'm just like, God damn it, I done put all of me into this, and you gonna play me like that? Like, it was the first time I thought about putting my hands on a woman, but I didn't. But
oh, thank God you said. Listen, let's be honest. Everyone gets angry to the point where we feel like we want to go that extra mile. But it's all about what you follow through. It's like
what you actually did.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's all about the reaction. So, I understand you got a little angry, but the fact that you didn't put your hands on her, I applaud you because I know that's the man you are. I've known you since we was playing baseball in Richmond, growing up in Nickel Park. So, it's like, wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah. Y'all ever been in the new car and still look at another and wonder how the ride is?
Oh, look at it. Ooh, I might like that one. Look.
Hey, wait. Hey, the question is, hold on. The question is, how new is the car? Like, if we buy a 2016 and it's a 2020 rolling bias, I mean, we can look and be like,
hey, time on top of that, man. At this age, all I'm seeing is used cars.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, listen, ain't no cars out there right now, and yes. And I'm gonna say this, ain't like I tell people all the time, because because I'm be real, I don't know. Single mothers are a beautiful thing to me. So it's like people always be like, how can you date a mom? Like she got kids, and I'm like, look, everybody got kids right about now. It's like, what do you hope to find?
I ain't gonna judge, but like I feel like, because I waited this long and not had no damn kid, like I deserve somebody else who ain't got no kids and had my first kid with. Not to say that there's anything wrong with stepping in that role. I'm just saying personally, that's what I want to do, is have my first child with someone who else is also having their first child.
No, I got you. And honestly, for a long time, I thought like that. Like, I'm not gonna date nobody unless I can have them. I used to think like that, but then I started to realize once the herd started to thin, and I started to look, I was like, wait a minute, it's the reason she ain't got no kids right now. Like, I can see my homeboy, it's like, wait.
Hey, right.
Things like I had to kind of like look at myself and say, well, wait a minute. If a woman, if what people will call a flaw, because I don't see people who have kids as a flaw, but if that is what society considers a flaw and that's her only societal flaw, who am I to judge that? Because it's like everyone has good qualities, and it's like I'm gonna overlook a woman with great qualities, with an amazing personality, who's loyal, who has a great job, who checks all my boxes, who does everything that I need, I'm gonna pass her up because she got a kid or 2 or 3 or 4.
See, now you're going a little far. Now, what?
No, I did. At one point, I think I was talking. Yeah, I was talking to somebody. I think she had like 5. That's it. She had 5. But that's neither here nor there because that's the past. But my thing is that you can't in society nowadays. It's easy to overlook people because of what society considers appropriate. So my thing is that, and cool for you gonna find a woman who checks all your boxes. She might have kids. I'm gonna tell you right there. Right now, just listen. The only thing you need to be worried about is if a woman have kids is when until they get to that age where the words that come out their mouth is "You ain't my daddy." That's all. So that's the only thing you need to fear.
That's another thing I don't want to have to deal with, man. Like what? Like what? Like I will go off if I hear that. What?
Look, I mean, but look, I'm gonna tell you real. It comes. I've never went through. I haven't went through that. But it's like everyone has their it's what you can deal with. But I'm gonna just tell you now, like dealing with in my situation right now, the kids have been a blessing and a grow up experience. I'm learning lessons to this day every day. So I can't knock it. It works for me. Hopefully it works for somebody else. But to sum up tonight, because we ran a little bit over, but oh well, because it's a great conversation. You can never not great conversation. But it's like for me to get back on track as far as cheating. We have to figure out a way. We have to figure out what is acceptable when it comes to reactions. Because like I said, I'm not going to tell nobody how to deal with their hurt, deal with their pain. But I still don't think that the first reaction should be to kill somebody or to mess somebody up.
Right. So on my conclusion with that whole situation is please take the safest route possible. On top of, if you can, like, leave thing on just like a talking, like no yelling, they're like, do it that route. Yeah. Obviously that wasn't the route that I was able to take.
Not at all.
But I will also double back and say I don't hold anything personal towards her. Like, let her live. I hope she lives a wonderful life, and it's just not gonna have me included in it.
So I got a question for the viewers, because everybody ain't seen the screenshots. Are they still up?
No, those are down the same day.
Oh, you took them down?
They was down the same, because it's just like that's not who I am as a person. Like, I just wanted to just have a clear point. Like, as long as I knew enough people seen it, I'm just like, y'all know this ain't just some feeling stuff. Like, this is some actual stuff going on over here. So
I think it got shared a couple times too. So I think a lot.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I think more than a few people seen them, because it definitely caught a few of it.
I took it down within a couple hours.
Yeah, buddy, that was definitely interesting. Well, Coop, thank you so much for coming on, man. I appreciate it. It was definitely, this is an interesting conversation. Next week, ladies, next week's episode is for you. I have a few women that are going to come on. We are going to talk about a woman's worth in a relationship. Like I said today, there's far too many men out there who are manipulators and users. And we're going to have some people who come on and talk to us and help us understand, because there are a lot of women my age who still don't understand their worth as a woman and the power that they carry as women. So we're going to have a conversation about that. Please tune in next week, 7:00 on Detox Podcast. Game 7 is in the house tonight. Santana, I see you. Santana is the man who did my intro music, man. So I truly appreciate and love him, man. De Niro, I love you too, brother. I don't know if Sable is in here tonight, but she definitely, me and her have our back and forth. She keep me on my toes, and if one day she come on here and give her insight, I truly appreciate it. So if you guys ever get a chance, y'all check out Game 7 Podcast every Sunday, 4:00, and then hop over to Detox at 7. Appreciate all y'all, man. Love y'all.